Mate in 2. Excellent. Your queen is in danger.
So is yours.
Do you play chess, Jordan?
What, chess?
Uh-huh.
I haven't got the patience.
Pity. Should be compulsory for special branch officers.
Well, we have enough on our plate without playing chess.
It is in the KGB, you know.
Oh, fascinating. You've come to talk about chess?
Indeed I have.
I don't follow you.
It's not just an idle amusement, Jordan. Benjamin Franklin called it the image of human life.
Oh, how nice, yes. Well, look, if you'll excuse me, I've got a security coordination meeting this morning and Mr. Inman is away, so I'm awfully busy. So if you excuse me...
Yes, I know. He's playing chess.
Oh, how nice.
Playing chess with Mr. Haddon.
Oh, really?
We are very interested in Mr. Haddon. And so will Special Branch be.
I'm afraid you left yourself open, old man. Mate. Ah, you're a dangerous man, Mr. Inman. Check.
So you, Mr. Haddon.
Get Chief Inspector Edgeworth to cover the meeting for me, will you? So, he's a cryptographer.
He's the cryptographer. The best code and cipher breaker in NATO.
I see, and he plays chess.
Well, Haddon's job is really to read other people's secrets.
Yes, I'm listening.
He's brilliant at it. He even broke the cipher the Red Army used in the Czech invasion.
It didn't do the Czechs much good, did it?
At least we knew what the Russians were up to.
He's Foreign Office.
Technically.
Doesn't earn very much, just what over...
Haddon loves his job. He was a genius at mathematics at Cambridge. Cryptography is his paramour.
Right. What's your problem?
Haddon is also one of Britain's best chess players. He's representing the UK at the European chess tournament.
Well, if he's as good as you say he is, maybe win a gold medal. Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thank you, no. I'm afraid it may cause you some overtime.
Oh?
You appreciate Haddon has one of the most sensitive jobs in the country.
Yes, I would think so.
The other side would give a great deal to know how he is doing, what he is doing.
I mean, what code, what ciphers he's broken.
Wouldn't you like to know which of your letters are being read?
Well, no, not really. The only person who writes to me nowadays is my aunt.
The other side may try to get at Haddon during the tournament. Now, normally he's kept in splendid isolation, but at this tournament he'll be rubbing shoulders with our Warsaw Pact friends.
Yeah, but surely they wouldn't
Well, I
try.
told you chess is compulsory for the KGB.
You mean in more senses than one?
Jordan, I think you're beginning to learn.
Mate. Check.
And mate.
Correct.
Congratulations. I saw it coming, but there was nothing I could do.
You played a very shrewd game.
Ah, you're very generous, Mr. Haddon.
I hope we meet again.
I'm sure we will. This is Earhart, the East German champion. Works for a publishing firm, but you never know. Next. Yes, Rakovsky, one of the top Soviet players.
Anything more known?
They say he comes from Smolensk and is a history teacher. Well, that's it. You've seen the rest. Take your pick.
Wait a minute here. What about this one? What's his name? Orlov.
We don't have any pictures of him, sir.
Really? Well, could be any one of those, couldn't it?
Or any two. Or any three, if Moxon is right.
What could they do to Haddon, anyways?
You remember that chemist on the Bayswater Road?
Oh, yes, I do. In broad daylight, too.
Exactly.
Now, so what about this Haddon?
He's been warned to report anything unusual, and he knows we'll be at his heels all the time.
You know him, don't you?
No, not really.
I thought you were playing chess with him.
No, I was stuck into his challenge to 12 novices. I happened to be a novice at chess, and Mr. Haddon had no problem in proving it.
Or did you let him?
You know, Jordan, I'm not half as devious as you seem to think. I come from Glasgow. If I could have won, I would.
Oh, yes, of course.
You don't, do you?
What, come from Glasgow?
Play at chess.
You know, everybody's asking me that today. No, I'm afraid I
You,
don't.
Cutler?
Sorry, sir.
You see, I get the impression that Haddon's always 2 moves ahead. I don't think we should underestimate him.
You mean not merely at chess?
Not merely at chess, Jordan.
Thank you for the tip.
Chess is a very revealing game. I think by the time you're finished with Mr. Haddon, you'll be quite good at it.
Oh, I doubt that.
Well, you have the talent, Jordan. You may not know it, but you definitely have the talent.
Milk?
Hmm?
In China tea, it's barbaric.
Well, I'm afraid that's the way I like it.
Chairman Mao wouldn't approve, I'm sure. There's no need to prick up your special branch ears, Mr. Jordan. I make these little jokes. Sugar as well.
So long as Chairman Mao doesn't disapprove.
Yeah, it's very good of you to be here, but I think it's a lot of fuss about nothing.
Yes, probably, sir.
My work stays in my office and my computers. Here, I play chess.
Well, it's not you we're worried about, it's the others.
Dear me, you do go looking for spooks under the bed, don't you?
Well, you never know who you might find.
Well, what on earth do you think might happen? One of my opponents bundles me into a car and drives me to Warsaw? Or I get kidnapped in the Louvre?
Well, perhaps.
I give up. We're chess players here. We all know each other, certainly by name. We follow each other's games all over the place.
Do they all know that when you don't play chess, you, do the work you do?
I don't suppose for a moment they do. We don't go around telling people.
Yes. And do you know what they do when they don't play chess?
Yes. Murakowski's a teacher. De Vivier's a wine merchant. Van Helter's a doctor. There's no mystery about us.
And Orlov?
Orlov?
What does Orlov do?
I haven't the faintest.
There you are, you see. Thank you very much.
Does Inman know anything about this?
No.
Jordan?
Well, Jordan, I thought least of all.
Quite.
It's an interesting development, isn't it?
Frankly, it's one I could do without.
Deputy Commander, it's these little things that relieve the monotony of routine, don't you think?
It's not a game we're playing, Moxon.
Sometimes I wonder. Anyway, I thought you should know the whole situation.
I'm obliged. Is it really Special Branch's problem, though?
My dear fellow, Special Branch isn't involved at all. It's all in our lab.
She, the girl, she's not under arrest, of course.
Of course not. How could we arrest her?
All right. Where is she?
Safe. She's perfectly snug, I assure you. Excuse me. We've had this kind of situation before. We've got all the facilities. Come in. Miss Talley, I'm sorry to have kept you. A colleague from Special Branch.
Sorry.
Is our guest comfortable?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is she everything she needs?
I think so.
Does she ask for anything special?
She keeps making the same request. She wants to
yes,
see...
yes, I know, Miss Talley. I have seen the transcript. Keep looking after her.
I'm just off, sir.
Excellent. You see?
Do you believe the girl's statement?
You know her as well as I do. What do you think?
I don't know.
It could all be a setup,
Or we could be making a terrible mistake.
which we must try to avoid. I take it your department will give us the fullest cooperation.
Special Branch always does.
Indeed, but things might get a little awkward.
You get all the help you need.
Oh, good. It's times like these one needs one's friends.
Yes.
So you'll stick to me 24 hours a day?
Well, no, not 24 hours. I'm actually in charge, but there'll be other officers taking over from, time to time.
Will they all be like you?
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, I'm not being rude. I meant, will they all look as little like policemen as you?
Well, we like to be a little different.
You mean it takes all kinds?
Yes.
You enjoy chess?
Actually, I don't even play.
Oh, then you're going to be very bored.
Oh, no, I doubt that.
It's a pity you never learned it. It's a fascinating game.
Yes, the image of human life.
Benjamin Franklin.
The Foreign Office have given you leave of absence to play in this tournament, have they?
Heavens, no, I'm taking part of my leave allowance.
Lucky that it's being held in London.
Why?
Well, I mean, if it had been held in Prague or Warsaw or somewhere like that, you probably couldn't do the work that you do.
You mean our people wouldn't let me?
Yes, something like that.
Try stopping me playing chess, Mr. Jordan. Eric!
Christopher Herr.
Wonderful to see you.
Well, at last, my friend. I thought the Berlin Wall would have to come down before we meet.
I still haven't recovered from that pawn gambit of yours.
Oh, that was nothing.
White to move and mate in 3, indeed.
Well, I'm sure you have something better up your sleeve here.
I wish I had.
This is a colleague.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Jordan, Herr Erhardt.
Oh, yeah, very pleased to meet you.
Jordan.
Jordan, yes.
You are a member of the British team?
No, I'm afraid not.
Ah, I thought not. We don't know any Jordan in our little world, do we, Christopher?
Sit down, Eric. Would you like some tea?
Thank you, no.
Mr. Jordan is a friend of mine.
And you enjoy chess?
I'm beginning to.
Ah, then you will be glad you are here. There should be some fireworks.
Really?
Ah, there's Rukovsky. You should meet him, Christopher. He's one of the best they have. He beat Korov in Sydney.
63.
Yeah. I'm afraid the British team have a hard fight ahead.
Yes, I know.
Do you agree, Mr. Jordan?
Well, we beat a Grand Master in 65. 66, yes, of course. Yes, Halston beat Gligorish then. But Gligorish resigned after 18 moves, didn't he?
Correct, Mr. Jordan. You know your games. Ah, Christopher, we must have dinner. I shall call your room.
Right, Eric.
Oh,
Bye.
very pleased to meet you. Bye-bye.
Mr. Jordan, I thought you didn't know much about chess.
Reference books.
Are you sure you don't know how to play this game?
Yeah, I brought you something else to read.
Thank you.
Everything all right?
How long are you keeping me here?
Only as long as is necessary.
Is he coming? Have you told him I want to see him?
They know.
Well, then when will he be here?
Everything's in hand.
Look, I don't want to stay here much longer.
I'm afraid you must.
You mean you'll keep me here by force?
Don't you realize it's for your own
What
protection?
you mean is that I'm a prisoner.
Nonsense. Why don't you watch television?
I don't want to watch television. When are they coming to ask more questions?
When they need to.
I've told them everything.
Have you?
Of course I have. Don't you believe me?
It's not up to me.
What's your rank, then?
What do you mean?
Well, don't you have one?
Like you?
Yes.
I'm just a civil servant.
Of course.
Look, are you sure there's nothing else you want? Have you got enough cigarettes?
Can I make a phone call?
Sorry.
Or send a note?
Afraid not. But if you want some more books
You
or
know
magazines...
what I want. I want to see him.
It's been passed on.
If he doesn't come, I shall find him. You tell Moxon that.
You're not leaving here, my dear.
I may try.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Look, Sergeant, I want those 2 cars.
Sorry to break in on you, Jordan. Deputy Commander.
Oh, look, Sergeant, I have to phone you back. Ah, sir, that's all right. I was just doing the rota for the surveillance of Haddon. I've got Sergeant Cutler
Jordan,
taking over from me.
Sit down. Something has come up. The Deputy Commander will tell you about it.
Yes, sir?
The security people want to ask you some questions, Jordan.
What sort of questions?
I don't know. It's really Mr. Moxon's area.
Oh, Moxon.
I might say I'm as little in the picture as you are, Jordan.
I'm afraid, Edmund, the whole thing's been taken out of our hands. We're just obliging the security service.
What sort of questions am I to answer?
Whatever they ask you.
What am I going to tell them?
The truth.
Sir?
I'm sorry, Jordan. It's out of my hands. I've just had the riot act read to me.
Now, what is this? Some sort of inquiry?
They will tell you.
I must say it again, sir. I think this is most irregular.
You know perfectly well that security service has its own methods, Superintendent.
And if I refuse?
Chief Inspector Jordan, I have given you an order.
Yes, sir.
Now, that is the official position, Jordan.
Official? What is it? Some sort of investigation?
You ready, Jordan? I have a car waiting for you
They
downstairs.
have?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to come to this.
Morning.
Morning.
Oh, please, sit down.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know this girl?
Yes, I do.
You know her as Christine Morris?
Yes, she's got other names as well.
Valentina Elanova, for example.
Yes, that's right.
Also Eva Schneider?
Yes.
Oh, that is the name she used in West Germany.
Yes, she did.
She speaks perfect English, but you know she's a captain in the KGB.
Yes, that is the information that I have.
You know her very well, don't you?
What does that mean?
You stayed with her in Frankfurt.
We were in the same hotel, yes.
Well, it was a little more intimate than that, wasn't it, Mr. Jordan?
You had adjoining rooms.
Yes.
Is that yes to my question, too?
What are you
She's
suggesting?
a very attractive girl.
She's very good looking, yes.
You find her attractive?
She is married to a Russian official.
She was charged under the Official Secrets Act.
Yes, that's right.
You arrested her.
No,
She was sentenced to 5 years.
Yes, that's
She
right.
escaped from prison and was recaptured.
That is right.
You questioned her several times
Yes, I did.
and became interested in her.
That was my job.
Interested in her as a woman?
I had no personal contact with her.
You mean you didn't have the opportunity?
She was handed over to the Russians in an exchange.
You people arranged it.
Tell me, Mr. Jordan, did you keep in touch with her?
No. Now look here, you know
But you
I...
were personally involved with her in Frankfurt.
I made a full report about that to my superiors. That matter is closed.
You have seen her since?
Yes, when she came to Britain with her husband, Mr. Golovin, I was acting under orders.
Were you under orders when you met her in Bond Street?
That was by chance.
Very fortuitous, Mr. Jordan.
Now, look here, I've just about had enough of this. I don't have to answer to you for anything.
On the contrary, you have a lot to answer for.
She is not even in this country.
Not only is she here, Mr. Jordan, but she has identified you as her contact.
Very stuffy in here.
So it's all news to you, Mr. Jordan?
Yes.
And you had no idea that she had defected to
I
us?
had no idea. I thought she was still in Moscow. Where is her husband?
Ah, we wondered when you'd ask that. He's not with her.
Oh, would you like to smoke, Mr. Jordan?
No, I don't think.
That's right, I forgot.
All through?
What does vulgar mean, Mr. Jordan?
What?
Volga.
It's a river in Russia.
Anything else?
There's a song called The Volga Boatman.
Have you heard of a code named Volga? You're sure?
Look, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you very much indeed.
Pantomime over.
For the moment.
A car will take you back to Scotland Yard.
Thank you.
By the way, Mr. Jordan, forget about Volga. Forget every word.
I've just about had enough.
Yes, I can't say I blame you.
I mean, if they think I'm a bloody traitor, why don't they come out and say it to my face?
Relax.
What is she doing in this country?
They said she had defected, didn't they?
Defected. She's named me as her contact.
It's a dirty business,
Dirty
Jordan, when you
business.
grow up.
Grow up?
You don't have to believe all they tell you.
Well, thank you. I was wondering if you believe them.
No, there's no need for that.
Yes.
Come in.
Very good. Jordan, you're back.
Are you surprised, Mr. Moxon?
My dear fellow, I do hope they didn't...
Moxon, I think it is absolutely monstrous that one of my officers is dragged before a Star Chamber Inquisition and questioned as if he was a Lonsdale.
Very unpleasant, I agree. Unfortunately,
If it had rested with me, I would not have tolerated it.
I know. That's why I got my authority elsewhere.
I want to see her, Moxon. I mean it. Now, I don't know where you've got her, but I want to see her.
Now, don't you be daft, man. Keep away.
One moment, Chief Superintendent.
No,
Perhaps if...
Look, do not get in any deeper.
Any deeper? I'm questioned by the security men. I'm gone over by their heavies. I'm named as her contact. Now, you tell me, how much deeper can I get?
Of course, I have no idea if she's prepared to see you.
Look, Jordan, you have a job to do. That is all that concerns you.
That's right, Mr. Hatton. Codes and ciphers, isn't that right, Mr.
Oh, yes,
Moxon?
we don't want anything to happen to him.
All right, but you fix it. Because whatever you do, I'm gonna see her.
I just hope he stays away from it.
On the contrary. I shall do everything to bring them together.
Now listen, I'm thinking about Jordan.
Oh, my dear Imran, there are much bigger things at stake.
What happened?
He collapsed, keeled over suddenly.
Is he bad?
He's unconscious.
Are you going to the hospital with him?
Yes, sir. I'll call the yard from the hospital.
All right, Sergeant, let me know the moment you have anything. Thank you. He's still unconscious.
He's in a hospital.
Yeah, where should he? Where else should he be?
You allowed him to be taken there?
Yeah, in an ambulance.
He must be moved immediately.
Oh, now look,
Now,
here.
at once.
The man is unconscious. Sergeant Cutler says he's out cold. Now, what are you worried about? There's going to be a policeman by his bedside for 24 hours a day.
Gentlemen, I want this clearly understood. Hatton must be removed from that hospital and taken to Guildford.
Guildford?
We have a little nursing home near
Oh,
there.
have we?
The best of medical care, and very much under our control.
Well, maybe they won't let him be moved.
No, that, I'm afraid, is your problem. It must be done.
Yeah, but I can't just walk into a hospital and say I'm taking away an unconscious man just like that.
You're wasting time. He's already been there too long.
All right, why, Mox? Now, why can't he stay there? Why must we take him to your team nursing home?
I should have thought it was obvious.
I'm afraid it's not obvious.
In case he reveals something.
Reveals what?
Well, Hatton is doing most secret work. They may give him a drug which loosens his tongue. He may quite unwittingly let something slip.
But he's in the hospital, for heaven's sake.
Surrounded by strangers, doctors, nurses, porters, visitors, other patients.
They're all just waiting to take everything he says down in shorthand. Now, really, Moxon, Sergeant Cutler's going to be with him.
Will Sergeant Cutler go to the lavatory with him? I'm sorry, it's too much of a risk. Especially in view of Volga. This is top secret. Volga is the key Russian diplomatic code for the eyes of ambassadors only.
Oh!
Hatton is a code breaker, and...
He's been working on Volga.
He's been working on Volga. I must not say more.
All right. Now we'll try and convince the doctors that Haddon ought to be moved to more secure surroundings.
We'll need an ambulance.
Yeah, can be arranged.
Can you do that? Are you...
I have another call to make. How is she bearing up?
Getting a little restless, Mr. Moxon.
It's only to be expected. And try to keep her entertained.
I don't think we have the entertainment here she wants.
I wonder what it is Jordan seems to have.
Chemistry.
Apart from him, has she asked for anybody or anything?
No, Mr. Moxon.
You don't think she might do something violent?
I can handle her.
They train their women for this sort of thing.
We get training too, sir.
Of course. You're probably very good at it, Miss Tully. All the same, I think I'll have a word with her.
I'll send her in.
My dear Miss Morris, this is a pleasure.
Moxon, I wondered when you'd appear.
Such a long time since we've seen each other.
We've kept in touch one way or another.
I've followed your career with great interest, and I'm delighted you're now making the right choice.
Have I?
Your talents are very much appreciated
I
by
told
us.
your people the truth, you know.
I never doubted it.
I mean it, Mr. Moxon. I've had enough. I want out.
We shall give you every assistance.
To get out or to work for you?
One may well lead to the other.
Has Jordan had my message?
It's all taken care of.
Oh, you do remind me of Dabrowski.
Dabrowski.
He's a colonel in the KGB. He's one of the smoothest people they have.
Dabrowski.
He's also one of their most ruthless bastards. You two should get on like blood brothers.
There'll be hell on about this.
Mr. Moxon's doing.
Yeah, and as usual, we'll have to carry the can. Look at it. Special branch men snatch mystery patient. Mystery patient, and I'll snatch vinegar.
Mr. X whisked from hospital. Now, that's not going to fool anybody.
Mr. X. Every iron cut in the embassy knows perfectly well it's Christopher Haddon.
Well, gentlemen?
Oh, he seemed to have hit the jackpot, sir.
Did you have to make it quite so obvious? Did you have to use an ambulance?
Well, we told the doctors nobody knew anything about it, but when we got outside the hospital, there were dozens of reporters and photographers just waiting for us.
And who tipped them off?
Well, I have a suspicion, sir, but no
No, come on, let's
No,
have it.
I'm sorry, sir, not yet, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'll come back.
No, Sergeant, say your piece. Come on, we want to know.
Well, sir, the doctor says there's nothing really wrong with Haddon.
He was unconscious for 6 hours.
Yes, sir, it was a strong dose.
A strong dose?
Yes, sir, they made all the tests and they checked the cup.
Now, just a minute, Cutter. Are you telling us that he was doped?
Yes, sir. Well, they were about to start the first round. He just had a cup of tea, then he collapsed.
You mean it was in the tea?
Yes, sir, they found traces in the bottom of the cup. Mixed up with the sugar.
China tea?
Mr. Haddon apparently always has China tea, sir.
But never with sugar. He hates sugar or milk in China tea.
Naturally.
Oh, thank you. Put me through to Detective Chief Inspector Jordan, Special Branch.
Jordan here.
Jordan, good. Moxon here. You know all about Christine. I thought it might be an idea if you had a little get-together.
Yes, I'd like to see her.
Oh, good. I'm sure she'd be delighted to see you, too. It's quite a drive, I'm afraid.
I don't mind.
Good. Now, here's the address.
Why didn't you come sooner?
Were you that anxious to see me?
I gave them my message. Didn't you get it?
Moxon speaking? That's probably why I didn't get it.
Oh, it's good to see you.
How long have you been cooped up in here?
It seems like weeks. What's the matter?
I'm very curious.
Who?
What's this really about?
I've quit.
Oh, yes.
My God, you don't believe a
It's
word
very
I'm
difficult
saying.
to believe you, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yes. What about your husband, that high-up party functionary?
Love.
What about him?
Oh, you
Has he quit?
bloody fool!
Well, has he?
That was an arrangement, not a marriage.
That's very convenient.
It's all over
to you.
now.
Is that why you've changed sides?
Oh, I haven't changed sides. I walked out.
Why?
Because I wanted to change. I wanted some fresh
Oh,
air.
come on
Well,
now.
I
This
thought
is
that
me you're
you-
talking to. Just listen to me. You name me as your contact. Now,
Oh,
why
I
would you do
didn't.
that? Well, that's what they think.
Oh, they're all the same, your people. They cheat and they lie. They twist words.
If that's the case, why did you come over to us then?
Oh, my God, you really have no idea, have you?
Sometimes I wish.
Yes.
Where are you going to take your goods next after we throw you out? Are you going to try the CIA next time, huh?
Can't you stop being a machine for once? You don't know what it's like to be human anymore.
Don't I?
Oh!
Mr. Haddon?
Ah, have you come to watch the next round? Mr.
Inman.
Mr. Inman.
Chief Superintendent Inman, Special Branch.
Heavens, I'd no idea.
I'm sorry to chase after you, but there's just a couple of questions.
Yes.
You quite recovered?
Right as rain.
No after effects?
Doctor gave me a good going over, none, I'm glad to say. It made quite a few headlines.
Good luck, Christopher.
Ah, thank you, Eric.
Very much so.
Couldn't have been more spectacular, could it? Collapses a tournament, rushed to hospital, whisked off by Special Branch to a nursing home, all the trimmings.
What chess players might call a gambit.
What do you mean?
Have you any idea who might have put these knockout drops in your cup?
I wish I had.
I believe they tasted bitter.
I wouldn't know. The sugar covered it.
In China tea? Do you take sugar in China tea?
What are you suggesting, Mr. Inman?
I think I've a good idea who slipped you that spectacular Mickey Finn.
Who did?
You did, Mr. Haddon.
So, you had a little chat with her?
Doing my report now.
Oh, it was all very official, was it?
Yes, Mr. Moxon, it was very official.
Actually, you needn't bother with any report. We recorded everything.
Damn you.
It's routine procedure, Jordan, in every safe house we use.
What's going to happen to her?
It's a very difficult decision to make.
What is?
To send her back.
You can't do that.
I'm afraid the lady is an embarrassment.
You know what they'll do to her?
It was her decision.
But she must have paid her passage. She must have given you information.
Nothing sensational. The one thing we wanted she didn't bring with her.
What?
Volga. We asked her for a copy of the diplomatic code.
You asked her?
When the first contact was made, before she finally turned up in our embassy in The Hague. I regret she didn't have it. She said she couldn't get near it.
Don't you believe her?
Oh, yes. Volga is very strictly guarded. With Volga, she could have bought herself sanctuary. Without it, she's just a nuisance, at a time when we don't want to antagonize her masters.
They'll kill her.
She brought it on herself.
I won't let you do it.
It's out of your hands. The decision's been made. By returning her, we may gain certain advantages.
You talk as if she was a chess piece.
Which she is, a pawn in a very big game. And pawns are highly expendable.
Jordan! Ah, Moss, I'm glad you're here.
Chief Superintendent.
Now, would you tell me what the hell you're playing at?
I beg your pardon.
I've just seen Hatton. He tells me that he rigged the whole thing. He put the dope in his own tea.
Really?
The whole thing was a put-up job, he says. He says he was acting under orders.
Does he?
Your orders?
He's quite right, of course. A very loyal man, Mr. Haddon.
Sir.
No, just a minute,
I
Jordan.
want to talk about Miss
No,
Laura,
wait, Jordan. I want to get to the bottom of this.
Give me the emergency line. Mr. Moxon, priority.
Moxon here?
Mr. Moxon, I'm afraid she's gone. She's vanished, out of the house and the grounds.
Impossible.
She must be with that chief inspector from Scotland Yard that you sent.
I sent nobody.
You didn't. But he came and said he had some questions to ask her and took her out into the grounds.
Did you just let her go?
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I wasn't aware the order wasn't an official one.
There's nothing you've overlooked. You've searched.
We've searched everywhere. She's nowhere to be found at all.
He'll be looking for us.
Of course.
Especially for you.
Especially for me.
I don't want to get up.
Neither do I.
Do you know something, Elias?
What?
You sum cherchi, et vache le bleu.
Oh, that's beautiful. What does that mean?
It means you're crazy, and I adore you.
Good.
Where are we going?
Well, we're going to get a train to Manchester, and then we'll get a plane to Dublin.
But they'll be watching the airports.
Well, Milo. No, they don't want to draw attention to their wandering boy.
Oh, then why not from London?
No, they know me too well at Heathrow. And anyway, I don't want to draw attention to you.
Darling,
Mm-hmm.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
What made you do it? What made you give it all up?
Now you know. And anyway, I couldn't let them send you off like a parcel, now could I?
You didn't believe me when I said I'd walked out, did you? Did you? Did you? Did you?
I do now, I promise you I do.
Darling, I'm scared. Am I being silly?
Yes.
Well, what could they do to us?
What, my lot or your lot?
No, I know what my lot.
Well, let's hope that your lot don't catch us.
And the British.
The Brit... It's very strange. Hearing you say it like that, you know, the British. Actually, one thing. They won't shoot us.
But they might
No,
try...
no. First of all, they gotta catch us.
I wonder what he thinks of us. The man downstairs.
Oh, him?
Yes.
I don't think Mr. and Mrs. MacDonald fooled him for a minute.
No. Oh, it's ridiculous. We're talking as if we're on the run.
We are.
No. We haven't committed any crimes. I wasn't even under arrest, and you haven't done anything.
I'm absent without leave.
So the commissioner of the police will fire you. And you don't get your pension when you're 90.
I wish it was as simple as that.
Yes.
And as discreetly as possible, you understand that? Now listen...
there you are.
Sir. And as soon as you can as well.
Look, Superintendent, I've been trying to reach you all morning.
Yes, I do know that, sir, but it's this
Now,
business...
what the hell does Jordan think he's playing at? He must be with that girl.
Yes, sir.
It's unbelievable that an officer of
Well,
his...
that's the oldest story in the world, sir.
It's
Male and female.
unbelievable that an officer of his standing and experience...
Well, he might
should be-
still see sense,
Oh,
sir.
for God's sake. Look, Alec, have you any idea where else he could be?
We're having his flat watched.
Ships, airports.
Full alert.
Have you suspended him?
I've done nothing yet, sir.
Then why the hell not?
Because I think I know Jordan.
Suppose he's gone over.
To them? I mean, to the other side? No. Jordan never. Now look, sir, look. I know I'm right.
I wish I had your confidence.
I shall always remember this place.
So will I.
Are you sure?
I've never been more.
You know, it's not too late. You can still take me back. You could hand me in and they'd forgive me.
Like that. I don't
everything
know.
if you...
Don't talk like that. You leave everything.
Mr. Edgeworth finished.
Everything seems in order, sir.
Document shipshape.
Yes, sir.
Contents of his safe.
Nothing's missing, sir.
All right, Sergeant, thank you. Oh. Is he, sir?
I'll wait for Edgeworth's report.
I've circulated Jordan's description as discreetly as possible.
Good, good.
Sir, there's one thing worrying me. Supposing Moxon's men get to them before we do.
Let's hope they don't.
I'd love to see their faces at the yard.
I wouldn't.
Do me up, will you, darling?
Yeah. Good, good, good. Here we go.
Oh, that'll be our cab.
Oh, goodness, he's very early. Look, we're going to be a little...
Good morning, Chief Inspector. Good morning, Miss Morris. It's taken us all night. Do sit down, Jordan.
Where are you going to take her?
Take her? You make it sound as if the place is surrounded and I'm the Gestapo.
Isn't it?
I have some quite good news for you.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you have.
Such cynicism, Jordan. What I have to say is quite simple. Miss Morris can stay in this country. Of course, we shall still be very much involved with her. She will stay in one of our flats in London. She will report her movements. But she can stay.
Why, this sudden change of heart?
We're simply making the best of a bad job. It's just more convenient this way.
What you mean is that you're afraid I might blow this whole thing sky high.
You wouldn't do such a thing, would you, Jordan? I sent your taxi away. We have cars outside.
We're thinking of going to Ireland.
I don't want to lecture you, but...
Say it, Moxon.
It's just that you have nowhere to go, unless you cooperate.
We've quit.
People like you can't quit. Isn't that right, Miss Morris?
Yes.
They can only change masters.
She's walked out.
Remember that KGB man who walked out in Canada some years ago? He still has to hide his face. He still lives a lie. Just to stay alive.
Christine, listen.
He's right, Elliot. I'm ready, Mr. Moxon.
Come along, Miss Morris. And you, Jordan. May I? Now, don't worry about Miss Morris. We'll look after her.
Get your shirt on.
That's my resignation.
You can't resign.
You can't stop me.
Because you're already suspended, Chief Inspector. It's not up to you anymore.
Look, now, we can make this quite...
We'll make the decision, Jordan.
I think I deserve a little call.
You deserve nothing. You've committed the grossest indiscipline. You've abused your trust. You put your own personal feelings before your duty.
They were going to ship that girl
Who
to
did
a
you
firing
take your
squad.
Who did you take your oath to? That girl or the job?
That is why you have my resignation.
Jordan, you can stuff it.
Yes. It's for you.
Inman. It's just a bit difficult. Just. I see. Right. Thank you. That was Moxon.
Oh, yeah.
It's the girl, Christine. She's been knocked down by a car. She's in a coma. God, I'm sorry, Jordan.
There's nothing you can do, Jordan. I'm very sorry.
Who did it?
I told you. Hit and run. Bayswater, Radnor Place. A woman driver.
One of your people.
I know what a strain you're under. Otherwise I'd resent that.
It would have been so convenient, wouldn't it? Solve all our problems.
You're tired.
One way of getting rid of a nuisance. An embarrassment, isn't that what you said?
It was an accident, Jordan. You're a policeman. Ask one of your own people.
A very convenient accident.
By the way, the Russians have stopped using Volga.
Oh, yeah?
So it's all worked out just right. We couldn't break that code, and they've dropped it.
You've been a very busy man.
It's a successful operation. By making such a fuss over our top code breaker, we made them think we had something to conceal. That we'd broken their code.
You must be feeling very proud of yourself.
She may live, you know. Medicine is marvelous these days.
I'll find out. I'll find out what really happened. I'll find out.